gamers, Virgo here with another commentary. Today we're looking at another person upset over the concept of sexy women in media. The video is titled, Games Kind of Suck at Designing Female Heroes. Anyways, let's get into it.
In 2002, the photographer Howard Schatz published a photo collection called Athlete, featuring pictures of, well, various top athletes from every sport and genre. These are some of the women he photographed, and the thing I want you to do in your head right now is compare the variety of humans that you're seeing here to the variety of humans that you see in the cast list of your favorite video games.
While yes, you are correct that these models look nothing like Jennifer, Zoe, Imanez, Amber, Sophitia, or Piori. That doesn't mean that those characters can't deviate from the norm and look more appealing. What is seen and done in media is not reflective of reality, even outside of character designs. For example, and no offense to the athletes or anyone's tastes, you wouldn't call these athletes attractive in comparison to characters in a piece of media. Now you might be asking why attractiveness matters. Attractiveness matters because people like media that actually looks nice on a TV screen. The reason that athletes don't have to appeal to attractiveness is because their main goal and only goal is to perform well in a competition. Therefore, attractiveness doesn't matter to them. Meanwhile, a character designer's job is to make characters look nice for a TV, page, or whatever they're designing it for. Therefore, realism does not matter. Olympics and the sword are real-life events with real-life requirements. Meanwhile, games are purely fictional and are not required to abide by real standards.
These women are all in peak human condition for their chosen fields. If you wanted to design a character who's tough and strong, these are the kinds of bodies that theoretically you should look to for reference on what that looks like.
I mean, you can do that if you wanted to, but not every video game follows a realistic standard or art style. And who's to say that a game that does follow a realistic art style should be bound by these rules? As games with such art styles are often fantasy games, sci-fi games, or God forbid multiplayer looter shooters. In other words, games that have so many non-realistic aspects to them that the art style doesn't even matter anymore. The only games that are realistic in nature and have a realistic art style are sports games. However, those games are mostly simulators where realism is required for the genre, but that's only in the sense of physics and gameplay. And even then, a realistic art style isn't needed for a sports game. Just look at Power Pros.
You tell me how many video games or comics or movies or anime create their characters with even this limited amount of variety in shape and size. Of course, realism is not the end-all and be-all. Fantasy characters don't need to be realistic, but if you're given the chance to make a character look like literally anything and justify it by magic, and the only thing you do is reproduce the same 3 or 4 generically hot women over and over again, you are doing character design very poorly, in my opinion.
I find it ironic that you direct this towards MiHoYo as if they're not already limited by the Chinese government as to not make their characters too sexy. In fact, Genshin's character designs are incredibly tame compared to what's out there in other games like it. Anyways, gamers, have a good night.
So am I. So am I. So am I.